Why you should stop closing B2B sales. When I was selling biz off, I was helping people start their own agencies. I would have to be relatively aggressive. There's an understanding these people are pretty distracted. There's a bunch of businesses they're looking at drop shipping, agency, selling stuff on Amazon, e-commerce. There's a bunch of different things they're playing around with. So there's a limited time that you have with them. You have to be more aggressive. When I started my agency and I started working in a B2B level, especially with large companies, I initially had thought I should be as aggressive at closing as I was with B2C. And it turns out that in B2B, when you're dealing with more sophisticated people, higher price points, there's a lot more elegance to it. And you can sell in a way that isn't pushy, that doesn't change your personality at all. And I think it's so powerful that even if I was doing B2C, I would stop closing completely. One of the things that I realized is when I was trying to close, it wasn't working anyway. So I was like, well, what if I just stopped trying to close? And it worked really well. And I made two really significant changes. The first change was I started treating every prospect like they were my friend who was already paying. And I would spend 5 or 10 minutes before each call and really go through their business and look at their social media and look at their LinkedIn and say, hey, if I was their target market, would I work with them? And then I would just share my thoughts on the call combined with my industry expertise. I didn't try to position myself as a super smart person. I didn't go through a script. I just talked to them as if they were my friend who was already paying me, and they respected me and liked me as an expert in my field. And all of a sudden, all the resistance I used to feel on sales calls completely went away. Now, at the end of the call, I knew that with our price points, especially with bringing another agency into your organization, you have to actually research them. So I thought, hey, instead of trying to close these people, why don't I make it easier for them to buy? Instead of trying to sell them, let me just give them as much information as possible, as much time as possible, answer as many questions as they need, and really go at their pace. And I said we would finish the first call. I'd be like, listen, typically what I do is I'll send you a personalized report of exactly how this would work, the KPIs that we're chasing, some of the stuff that we've done in the past, our previous case studies, but really an A to Z explanation of our process, 40, 50 pages of stuff. But don't worry, you don't have to read it. We'll send you like a 4 or 5 minute video overview that's going to cover everything. And then whatever you want more detail on, you can click on. Let's do a meeting in 2-3 business days. We'll address any questions you have there, and we'll go from there. And then on that second meeting, a lot of times people are like, this is great, they have more questions. Then we do a third meeting, this is great, they have more questions. We do a fourth meeting, this is great, send the contract. The fifth meeting, here's some issues with the contract, resolve this. The sixth meeting, they sign up. Sometimes it happens the first, sometimes it happens the second meeting. But by creating an environment where people feel comfortable buying from me without pressure, and people can feel that I can accept a yes, I can accept a no, they can walk away at any time. It creates an environment of trust, of safety, of honesty. And as a result, the pressure to buy slowly increases with each meeting because there's nothing else to do. When they get all of their questions answered, when they feel completely comfortable, they can make a genuine decision. Are we the best fit for their company? And sometimes we're not. But I promise you, if you do this, you can raise, I've coached a bunch of people through this. I have plenty of people closing at 30 to 50%. For my wife and I, for qualified prospects, we're closing 40 to 50% of those calls. And you can do the same thing without trying. You always want to optimize for the relationship you want to have. The way you treat them in the sales process is setting the stage for how they're going to be as clients. If you want clients to stay for years, you treat them like they've already been with you for years, and you let them violate that expectation. Some people are going to leave, that's okay. But it's worked so well for us, and I think you'd have a great time trying. So any questions about sales, cold email, running an agency, please reach out, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.